Morning. Well, afternoon now, everyone. Just going to wait a few minutes to let people jump on here. And I'll apologize ahead of time because my cat is being the ultimate crazy man today. He's decided to act out in all of his extra energy he has by attacking me and eating everything around on the floors, all the cords, whatever's going on around him. He's attacking everything. So if he randomly jumps on screen or starts attacking me and I have to stop talking, I apologize. Yeah, he's been interesting the past few days, that's for sure. He's kept me on my toes and kept me entertained over the last couple days, paying attention to what he's been doing, or, going to check in the next room of what he's gotten into or what he's tearing up at the moment. It's interesting. But yeah, should be interesting. So why don't we start this with a gratitude check-in, like what are we grateful for today? Starting our days with gratitude and intentions, like I talk about, help me get through the day and keep those things at the forefront of my mind to get through whatever it is at that time that, is hard to push through sometimes. And where we're at today, like it's really easy to get caught up in all the negativity and all of the stuff that's coming across our news feeds. Most of us have smartphones or access to the radios, TVs, and everything is coming in, and it's overwhelming sometimes, so finding gratitude in the little things. For me, like I said, like my cat, I'm grateful for my cat. He's keeping me entertained. He's definitely keeping me busy. And I got him right before all this stuff happened, so I feel like it was like perfect timing in my life that he came in and is giving me something to do outside of, the stuff, or giving me something to do like while I have all this downtime, So I'm grateful for my cat, and I'm grateful that it's warm enough outside that I can have my windows open. I love fresh air and the sound of cars and birds and all that stuff. So I'm grateful for that as well this morning. So what are you guys grateful for? Take a minute and think about that, and check in with yourself. But today I don't have a reading. I didn't choose a reading for today. What I'm really going to focus on today is like the act of setting intentions, and how to do that, and the most effective way that I've found to set my intention for the day and be able to follow through with those intentions. And it's something I'm learning and perfecting as time goes on. And I think that it's something that we all can learn from and, benefit from. So, we're just going to talk about the act of setting the intention, what that means, the difference. I think I've touched on it a couple times, but the difference between a goal and an intention. So we have a better understanding of how to implement these things in our lives. Eileen says she's grateful for family and friends who check in to be sure we are okay and also letting us know they are doing well. I can agree with that. I'll go more into detail with that during my talk, because actually my intention today is kind of relevant to what you just mentioned, checking in and, following through with communication and stuff. So yeah, I'll get more into that, but thank you, Eileen, for sharing that with me. I appreciate that very much. All right, so I'll jump right in with this. Like, does anybody, you guys know the difference between an intention and a goal? Yeah, I didn't really understand the depth of it until I've been, doing a lot more research and talking to other people about it lately. And, the quickest or the easiest thing for me to understand, I read actually this morning, which was talking about how a goal is something external. Like I want to run within a week or two, or I want to, pay off this bill by this time, and it's something that's down the line. It's something that has really, eventually, like it has time frames, but they're much larger than an intention does. And then an intention is internal. It's about how I feel, actions that I'm taking, and decisions that I'm making, the way I conduct myself. It's more so about that feeling in that day. So, we were just on a meeting not too long ago, and we were talking about not doing better, but wanting to be better. and that's where the intentions come in. Like, I want to be better than I was yesterday. So this is what I'm going to do in order to achieve that in my day, in today. And we talk about living an intentional day, and something, the reason that I latched onto this and chose this as my topic of discussion is because I have found that when I have something that I intentionally plan on doing for the day, I find myself getting through my days easier, making more changes, and, slowly coming to that point of the person that I want to be in my soul. And I've really, with my intention setting, I've began to learn how to make my outsides match what's inside, what I'm doing and how I'm treating people, and, stuff like that match how I feel inside, so I don't have as much of that feeling in my soul that I'm just not comfortable with, and I talked about that a little bit yesterday, and it's a process, it's something that we all go through, and it takes time, and it takes practice, and it takes action, in order to do that. And like, there's days that I fall short, and there's days that I do great, and that's okay too. I'm human, and I'm a work in progress, and I always will be. There's always room for growth, and that's where my intention setting and having an intentional day come into play in my current life. So ways to work on setting them, for me, I get a little quiet in the morning and shut down and just sit with myself for a little bit. And in that process, I think about how I'm feeling. I check in with myself. Where am I? How do I feel? What did I not feel so good about yesterday? What do I not feel so good about today? And, for me lately, it's been the quality, I will say the best way to put it lately has been like the quality of my relationships with other human beings, no matter what that relationship looks like, whether it be intimate or friendships or, supports, whatever it might be, the quality of those relationships. So, one thing for me today, how I chose my intention was thinking about that, and I set it for the day. I'm going to work on my communication today. I'm going to be mindful of the communication. That's all I'm asking for. Another step in that process is saying that out loud, not just thinking it, saying it out loud, bringing it into fruition. After that, I write it down. Or if I use these cards, so that plays a part for me. Like, this is visible on my table all day long in front of my face. If you don't have something like this, then write it on something, on a Post-it note, write it on a dry erase marker on your fridge, write it on your mirror and lipstick, whatever it might be, wherever you're going to see it throughout your day, to continuously remind you of what your intention was for that day. And then talk about it with another human being. For me, I talk about it with my sponsor or my supports at work, or in my 12-step mutual aid meetings. I'll talk about it with somebody else. It doesn't matter who, but somebody, and it helps you just kind of stay accountable to that. If I'm telling people that I'm trying to live differently today, make different decisions, and then I'm doing, my actions are the opposite of that, then somebody has the ability to point that out to me. So it brings a little bit more accountability into play. And then mindfulness throughout the day is the next step for me, and how I conduct these intentional days is being mindful of that, and that, writing it on the mirror or whatever throughout the day, seeing it throughout the day helps me stay mindful of that. For me, it's sitting on the table, and seeing it all day long helps me remember that this is what I'm trying to do today. This is where I'm trying to grow and where I'm trying to change. So staying mindful of the intention that you had set throughout the day today. And then last but definitely not least is at night, I like to do a check-in with myself and see how I did. How did I do today with this intention? Could I do it again tomorrow? Or maybe I'll try something different tomorrow. But either way, just checking in with where you're at again. I start my day checking in where I'm at, and I like to end my day checking in where I'm at. And just, recognize any little things that you've done throughout the day that add to that intention, that help you reach that goal that you have in the long run, or whatever the case might be. So for me, those are the steps that I take in living an intentional life. And I'll give you an example with that, with my intention for today. Like I said, it was based on the quality of my relationships today. It's like I talked about yesterday, some of the stuff I had been doing, actions that I had, and especially the conversations I've been having with people, or wanting to have with people, I guess is even a better way to put that. It didn't feel good in my soul. It wasn't in harmony with my morals, my values, and what I want my life to look like today. And I don't mean material things outside of myself. I mean how I am in my life today. And, like I said, I sat with myself for a bit this morning, and I picked one of my intention cards, and it just so happens that it's communication. And every day I talk about the irony of these things that pop up. I have been using this since Christmas, and not once has something popped up that I couldn't relate to. I've had moments where I've had to dig a little bit deeper and find the connection, but there's always a connection with whatever I pulled that day. So for me, that's my step to intention cards, and they're a phenomenal tool. Sometimes I don't know what my intention will look like. I can struggle, and I'll know that there's things I want to work on, but I might not know what it actually looks like or how to get it into a word, articulate it. So these, for me, I recommend anything like this, absolutely help me and keep me accountable. I know that I have this sitting right here, and I can do it. It's right there. And the word is picked for me, and I just follow it, And like I said, not once have I found something that I didn't talk about or didn't connect with. Holly, cards. Oh yeah, so sorry, anybody who hasn't watched any of my videos before, or if you don't know what I'm referring to, they're called contemplation cards, words for reflection and intention. So the idea behind these are every day you pick one and you live your day with intention to that word. Kind of reflect on it, sit with it for a minute. So what it looks like is it's a little box that opens, and it has a stack of cards in it. So for me, I pull all of them out every day, beside the one that's in there, and I shuffle them around for a little bit, like just do this, kind of hold on to them, let my vibes flow through them. I'm a huge believer in universe and an outer being outside of myself. So I just kind of sit quietly, think about things that pop into my head, forefront of my mind, and let them sit there. Sometimes it's like sobriety, relationships, money, whatever it is that pops in my brain that I'm not completely at peace with. And I shuffle them for a couple minutes, and then I randomly pick a card. And that's what I set my intention for the day. And today, like I said, it was communication. And I find it, very ironic, because I literally was just having a conversation with somebody this morning. So how I put that into action today is, really, really being present in my communication. There's a lot of distractions in my life, whether it's my phone, my cat, my TV. I'm thinking about what I'm doing in 7 hours. That's a really big downfall of mine, is I'm not present. I can't sit still, and I've talked about this on a lot of my videos, and I'm trying to work on that in this time that I have now, And Holly, sorry, real quick. Holly, love it. Where do I get them? I would assume that the person that bought these for me found them on Amazon. I know that that's not ideal at this particular time. It might take you a while to receive them, but I'm sure that if you Google Amazon, or not Google, if you search for intention cards on Amazon, I'm sure you'll get a bunch of ideas and options that are on there for you. And so, I have, like I was saying, I have a lot of distractions in my life, and I'm not present a lot of the time. I think that I am, and I have a very, very bad habit of saying I hear you when people call me out on it. They're like, hello, like, are you even listening to me? Did you blah, blah, blah? You have nothing to say to this, And I'll say I hear you. And of course I'm hearing you. Biologically, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing the sound waves vibrate off the walls and come into my ears. Yes, I'm hearing you. But am I actually listening? Am I processing? Am I actually present in that moment with that person? No, I'm not. If I'm real honest with myself, most of the time I'm not. Danny said I'm antsy too, anxious. I super anxious. I have really bad ADHD. Like I cannot sit still at all. I can't sit still. I'm always fidgeting something. My legs are shaking, something like that. And I'm learning how to just be. And again, it's a very slow process. But setting these intentions every day has really helped me to, start to work on that stuff. And by the grace of God, like I have this time right now. In my day-to-day life, I don't have that time, and that's something that I'm grateful for too. Yes, I'm bored. Yes, I want to go back to work. Yes, I want to be out in public with people. I want to go to my meetings. I want to see my friends. I want to go out to dinner. But at the same time, I'm so grateful for this time. It's like, last month I wouldn't have had this time and I'd still be doing the same things. I honestly believe that a lot of good is working right now in our lives, all of our lives. We have a chance that we don't always get to slow down, and it's not a vacation that we're going on and we're preoccupied with an itinerary and all the stuff. Like we have a chance to sit here, slow down, and practice these little things that can change our lives, meditation and yoga and intention setting and running and all these different things that we as an organization, ROCovery, are talking about with you guys are things that we're learning too, and we're taking a step back and actually getting back to that basic fundamental thing inside of us that brings us peace and helps us grow and change and have hope and hang on, my action today, I went a little off topic there, sorry guys, but my action today is really just being mindful of that, being mindful of my distractions, which could be my own brain. It doesn't necessarily have to be my phone. It could be my brain. You're talking to me and I'm thinking about what I'm going to say in response, or I'm thinking about what's going on in my kitchen or what I'm going to eat or, whatever. I'm thinking about something else, so my intention just for today is to be 100% present in every form of communication that I'm having and only having one conversation at a time, instead of 75 at a time. I have a bad habit of doing that too, and I'm all over the place. And another piece that goes into it for me specifically that I will be taking action with is follow-up. So the people that are in my life that are important to me and that I care about, asking how their day is. And, they told me they were struggling with something yesterday. Following up, how are you doing with that specific thing today? Asking, how they're feeling, stuff like that. Really, really honing in on being intentional with my conversations, with my communication, with my relationships with people. Everything in my life, most things in my life, like the meaning and the purpose and, my spirituality, all of that comes from other people, and I'm a detriment to that when I'm not being mindful and practicing these things. So that's my focus today, and those are the actions that I'm going to take. And then tonight I'm going to sit with myself for a little bit and just check in. How did I do today? And did I follow up with these people? Did I ask specific questions? Was I present? Even with stuff like this, like I'm mindfully being present right now. I'm not thinking about what I have to do afterwards or how long I've been talking or how many people are viewing it. Like I'm not thinking about that stuff. I'm thinking about what I'm saying, what you guys are saying back to me, and I'm staying in this moment right now, and it's, again, all intention setting, all of the things that we strive to do takes practice. It gets easier as time goes on, and we will see changes, but it takes time and it takes practice. All right, Danny. I can never sit still. My mind is running quicker than I can process my thoughts. So I have been attempting to connecting, and I don't know if the rest of the comment was there somewhere, but it cut off there. Attempting connecting and Yeah, I mean, for me, it's my brain is absolutely doing 9,000 things at once. I have a hard time articulating my thoughts. Sometimes you'll notice it in my videos, like I stop and I kind of look off into space, and I have to bring it back to that one thought. But again, it's mindfulness, and staying aware of that stuff and slowing down, being mindful of how many thoughts are going on. So, okay, let me focus on this one. And again, it takes a lot of practice, a lot. But I will share with you that it does get easier. It does. I've been doing this intentionally every day now for how long have we been? I don't know, a little over 2 weeks. I think it's been. I don't know. But actually doing it, every day and following through, just setting intentions. I'm not talking about specifically communication, but setting intentions and, really striving to do something different every day for 2 weeks. And like I said, there's days that I fall short and there's days that I do great, but I do see changes within myself, and people around me see changes, um, as simple as like the way I respond to people and stuff like that, and the way that my brain is working. I'm getting better at sitting with myself and being calm and less anxious. But it all takes work. We have to be willing to do that. And we have supports. We have a community that's right here at our fingertips. We have people to talk to that are going through the same stuff. So there's a lot of hope there, and there's a lot of motivation that can be found in this. In connecting with other people. And absolutely, like, feel free to reach out to me. I will listen to you. I will give you advice, whatever it is that you need. I will do it. I'll just be the person that you talk to for forever. If you want to let all those thoughts out, go ahead. I get it. I absolutely get it. And I am, and we are as an organization here for you. We'll be posting stuff about how to contact us different ways, because we have peers that are ready and able to work with everybody out there, and reach people in any way that they can through the phone and the computer and stuff. So we'll be posting stuff like that about how to reach us, a phone number and such. But you can always reach out through ROCovery, or to ROCovery, through Facebook Messenger on our page. You can send an email to the links that is on that page as well, or you can message me directly. I'm 100% open to talking to anybody and being there in any way that I can. This is my passion, doing this stuff with you guys. I absolutely thrive on this, and I love it, more than anything. Don't ever think that you're a bother or that we don't want to help you. Like, this is what we love to do, and we want to do it with you guys. But yeah, so action for today. Set an intention. Find what actions you're going to take to do it, and then check in at the end of the night. Give yourself a few minutes to journal about it at the end of the night. And I'd love for you guys to share the experience with me, if you're so willing to, if you do it. Okay, so that's my spiel for today, and I hope all of you enjoyed. I really appreciate the participation and comments and jumping in. I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow, and hopefully hearing from some of you about how it went with setting an intention and then journaling about it. And maybe, some just calmness, like, with, be mindful of those thoughts and let them go. That's it. I'm just going to be mindful of my thoughts today, and I'm going to let them go. And you journal about it at the end of the night, and maybe, did it help? Did it calm your thoughts at all? But yeah, check in, and it was great to talk to you guys, and I will see you tomorrow at the same time, same place. All right, guys.